YouTube? Welcome back to Bossel Performance. We're doing a little bit more work on this firewall at this point. So like I promised you guys in the last one, a whole lot more video, a whole lot more step-by-step of what I'm kind of going through and putting stuff together. So let's get to it. So I kind of have the firewall marked up to try to figure out where I want everything to be. And as you can see on this side, I'm thinking about making this whole hump actually go away. So if we do a cut down the firewall and then follow kind of these lines to where it rolls back down and into the transmission tunnel, we do that on both sides, I should be able to take this whole piece and actually set it back a little bit more. Or at least that's the general goal. A couple things I'm going to have to figure out on my way is because of the pocket that's here on the windshield wiper bezel, that has to be sealed against this firewall also, so which means I might have to actually move it back maybe just a little bit in order to get the slope that I'm looking for to go back towards the transmission tunnel. I've kind of got some general lines marked up right now of about where I want to cut it. I'll have to do some final measurements to make sure that's all going to work to where I'm thinking, but at least that gives me some ideas of how I'm going to get this started. And then any areas where it looks like the firewall has actually rolled itself up, I'll break out my bead roller and actually roll the metal up to match that seam and then roll it back down so we're flat against the firewall. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So I guess kind of keep plugging away at it, see what we can get figured out, and kind of continue that game plan. Now initially it is sealed up with that hump that was in the front of it, so any type of water that gets into this area actually can drain out through the actual side of the car. So since I want to actually add room behind the firewall and create a connection between this top piece all the way down to the transmission tunnel, I'm going to need to seal this as kind of like one unit or one box, and then that way I don't have to worry about any water getting into the car or possibly into the firewall or in with the engine. So what I'm thinking about doing is using this template. I'm going to have to make some adjustments to make sure it fits up against the roof of this as tight as possible, and also cant it or slant it backwards just a little bit so that way it closes up and closes in this entire box system. If I can get that to work, then I can start laying out my pieces on how much of a slope do I want to give me a little more extra room off that, as well as tie in these pieces kind of for more of a straight piece. But I kind of have a feeling that I can't quite get to that point until I know that this box is sealed and I don't worry about any water actually coming out. So next step, since we got ourselves a template, is let's cut up some sheet metal and see what we can get to work.
get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement.
Alright, firewall all welded up around all the edges, everything kind of welded across the top. So now I got this entire box enclosed, sealed. I went ahead and added a little bit of seam sealer along the edges just for extra security. That way I know if anything does drop through there, I kind of got it from where it is. Next step, we'll actually be moving to use some of these templates and try to get some of this set up so we can figure out how we're going to set up this this next piece for the firewall. I'm thinking I'm going to keep this edge round over like I had to do in order to make everything sealed properly, and that way I can tuck it right up in here like that and then seat it back against the firewall, and then I'll run my edges out to the edge from there, and then from that point I can straighten up all these seams and get me a solid line so I can add the next pieces on either side when it goes in there. But little by little we're making some work, getting some work done. Thank you for watching, guys. See you on the next video.